My name is David Arn. I attend the second service at Mount Nebo typically. I guess it wasn't a giant, and it certainly wasn't a failure when it all started. It seemed like a kind of a triumph. I felt really good being out of work because it was something I had been planning to do. I was not in the best situation, and I knew I wanted to pursue other opportunities. And so when I left, I was kind of excited about what God could do, what possibility was out there. And we had a cushion, and we had been saving money, and so I wasn't particularly worried. I actually had a few irons in the fire, and I was really optimistic. It was a good thing, I thought. Very upbeat, very confident, and I was looking forward to it. I took some time for me. I visited my son Jesse at college some. I spent time around the house doing a few things that I'd wanted to do, and everything was fine. And then the plans I had didn't work out. The recruiters I had talked to, something went wrong. The plans fell through. They went a different direction. They went with another candidate. And so I started to worry a little bit. I thought, I probably need to step it up a little bit and look and see what I can make happen. And I think that's kind of where the downhill slide started, I guess, is a good way to put it. You look and you pray for God to lead you in the right direction, for God to put you where He wants you, and you think He's going to answer this week, He's going to answer tomorrow, He's going to give it to you on your timeline, because you only have so many months that savings are going to last. So you're expecting God to listen to your timeline and do it on your plans. And I always love that. I think it's a Yiddish man macht und God lacht, which is man plans and God laughs. And I kind of started falling into that. So I took a few blows first. I had some good interviews. I thought I had some great prospects. I had a lot of follow-up and positive people with positive things to say, but never closed a new job, never was able to get that position I thought was perfectly made for me. And you start to get a little discouraged, and you start to worry as the balance in the checkbook goes down and down and down. And at this point, it's late fall, and you've helped your oldest son and his daughter or his fiance get married, and Christmas is coming, and you start to worry a little more, and you start thinking maybe you've messed up. And that's, I guess, a scary feeling. You don't have a plan for that. My plan was leave, take a few weeks off, start a new great job, and everything's hunky-dory. And kept waiting for everything to be hunky-dory. Still not frantic, not defeated. Just the fear, the doubt creeping in. I finally got an interview for a job I sent a resume in on, and it was close to home. It was a company I was familiar with, and I just had a really great interview. It was excellent, and the prospects were very good. I was, eminently qualified. I was just what they wanted. The guy, we had a really good discussion. The plant manager and I had a great rapport. And he said, "Look, I'd like you to think about this until Monday and let me know." I said, "No problem." So I thought about it. Monday morning, I called him, and he said, "Oh, I didn't think you wanted the job, so I hired someone else." I said, "Wait a minute, but it's Monday." And that was really the first big hit. That was the job, you know. I was like, oh, okay, God brought it, you know, just in time, and it didn't happen, and I was scared, and you know, so what do you do at that point? You pray more, you know. You start asking people to pray for you. You start talking to, you know, your friends and loved ones about, hey, if you hear of anything, let me know. And I did a lot of that. I stopped hearing back from my resumes. You know, I worked with a friend of mine who's very good with, you know, resumes and does a lot of hiring. And you know, we rebuilt my resume, focused on some new skills that I had you know, had hidden down in my resume, hoping, you know, to spark that job opportunity. So the jobs didn't come, and they kept not coming. Things were desperate, and I prayed harder. I got mad at God, because, you know, why would He put me in this place? Why would He subject me to this? Discouragement was gone. Despair was living in my house. And I have to give credit to my wife, who kept praying and kept encouraging me. And my efforts were failures, and that's what I was starting to feel. And my efforts, though, were not getting this. My prayers were not fixing this. My plans were not helping this. And you wonder if it's even going to happen at this point. And it's kind of funny. God works weird. You know, he does things sometimes that you just don't expect. And years before, I was working a job, and I had met some people that worked for the state. I threw them out. I threw them out of the company I was managing. I was like, no, we don't have anything. You know, we don't need anything. Thanks for stopping by. You know, see you later. A couple of times I threw them out, and they came back about 3 months later and said, hey, we can help you. No, thank you. And I opened a letter from them and found out, you know, they could help me, and they had some information that I could use. And so I talked to them, and they came in and helped our company a lot, and really changed some things we were doing and made things better. And as they left, I turned to the owner of the company, and I said, that guy has a great job. And it was funny. I was on the state's, you know, Ohio Means Job website, and I saw that job. And I thought, what are the odds that I could get that? You know, I have some of the skills they're looking for. I can certainly communicate in front of people, but I don't know that I'm qualified. But I decided I'd send the information anyway, and I did. And after several weeks, got a call saying they'd like to interview me and wanted me to come in and take a test and do a presentation, and I did. And it went great. It was fantastic. I liked the people I talked to. I liked the area of town that it was in, and I loved the job description. And I felt the interview was a smash. It was great. And I didn't know at the time, the state's kind of slow when they hire people. And guess who was waiting when I got home, you know, a week later? It was failure, because I hadn't heard anything, and I was pretty sure they didn't want me, and I was pretty sure I was at my wit's end. And I didn't know what to do. And the only thing that really kept me up was, of course, my family, but there were people at Mount Nebo, and every Sunday they would say, I'm praying for you, how's it going? And they would spend the time and talk to me like I mattered. It was the same person every week, every single week, came up and said, how's it going? You know, have you heard anything? Has anything changed? listened, and they listened every Sunday. And I know I just wore them out, and they were always patient and quiet and kind, and that meant more to me than they'll ever know. But it was knowing that if they spent the time to talk to me and to listen, I was pretty sure they were praying. I really was. And eventually the state gets around to doing what I thought was going to happen, and I got a call, and it had been about a year at that point that I'd been out of work. That call brought with it the same feeling I'd had at the interview, just the peace and just a fulfillment. And it surprised me how much this brought back, just this process of talking about failure and where that takes you, the roads that takes you. Because, failure doesn't come alone. I said before, he pulls in with his buddy and sits in the truck while doubt and fear and discouragement and all the other giants come in and beat you up, and then he comes in and laughs, and that's kind of the final straw. So but holding God's promises with both hands, having people repeat them to you and quote them to you, and trying not to get mad when you've heard it 360 times and they're still telling you, and you realize you can see a light at the end of the tunnel, and it was God. He's been there the whole time, but it's on his time. I thought the state sometimes worked slow, and God it wasn't slow, it was on his time, and I came in and I've been blessed more from just being there, and it's given me I guess, I don't know, wisdom might be too strong a word, but it's certainly given me perspective, and I know what my blessings are, and I don't think failure can hit me again like it did before, because I already met it and I already beat it, and I think I'll be ready the next time, and hopefully I can be the guy saying, how's it going? I'm praying for you.